Oh yes, it is that lovely time of year. It's silage chopping time. It's October 27th, and well, we're finally getting started. We're only a wee bit late, or a lot late, because, well, let's say health issues. Hay season kept going, you know, that wasn't good. And, I mean, the hay was good, it just kept going. Finished making hay maybe 2 weeks ago. But, about the middle of the month, Dad came home with a stomach bug, and I got it the next day, then Mom got it 2 days later. The stomach bug was supposed to last from 3 to 5 days. I was the only one who had it for 3 days. Everybody else had it for a solid 5. It was terrible. Most of these stomach bugs, at least the ones I always had growing up in school, were 24 hours. This was not typical. It was terrible. So we're back at it. Much better health. And we'll get some silage finally put up. Corn was planted late enough so it's still wet. That's good. Come on, PTO. Oh, hopefully that was enough warm-up time. Run it up to PTO speed, and then we send the corn on its way. I put the heat on the cab. I might have to put the AC back on just to make it easier for getting in and out of here. Well, that went better than expected, getting out on the road. That was greatly aided by the fact that it's not overly wet, that it's actually dry. If it was any bit moist, I probably would have to use the 2810 or the 2910, one of the little Fords. They got a bit more tire and a little more ass to get us out on the road. And even sometimes last year I had to have Dad get him up on the road with the chopper. So this is the part that always scares everybody every year. We see the little dip that we gotta go across to get back to the barnyard. And, well, we're gonna use the downhill to gain momentum and hope this little rice diesel I have enough to get back up. Might have to put a hair dryer on it to act like a turbo or a supercharger to get enough air crammed in there. The wagon hasn't passed us yet, so that is good. It's still back there. As long as we can dodge all the eroding pavement, this will be successful. See if we're blowing any smoke yet. No, this wagon probably isn't too overloaded. Dad got to a good stopping point where he was going to change spots in the field, and he wanted an empty wagon to start doing headlands way in the back. Guess we'll try to downshift a wee bit. Ah yes, a nice smooth clutchless downshift. I've only done that once or twice. So coming around the barns, or the grain bins here, is fairly flat also. Slightly off-road, but there's gravel deep underneath all this grass. The challenge is when we make the loop right in front of the Quonset, there's a slight uphill, and we'll find out if the TC's got enough weight. But I cheat a little bit and lift the 3-point up back there to transfer like the weight of the pull onto the tires. So let's see if we can make this up here. Wave high to the pond. It's down a little bit. yearningly look at the chopper because that's what we're waiting to do, or not the chopper, the picker, because we're yearning to do that next. And we're hardly even digging in. So that's, oh, a little bit there maybe. We come around the turn, make a guess at about how close we should be, so the wagon will, the unload on the wagon will be right over the spinner. See how we hit the dish. Well, we're plenty close. Don't have to worry about too much missing. Probably a good spot to start. Got to remember to take it out of gear here real quick. Set the brake. Not that we're going to sit here and rock back and forth or nothing. No ratchet teeth. And we made it. But Dad really left me with a great present. Oh boy. So we're going to use the safety to our advantage and lift that up to disengage the beaters so it goes much smoother trying to excavate the whole front of this wagon out. Okay, now comes the part where we're going to enjoy having the clutch pedal here. Levers engaged, beaters should not turn, and we can hopefully gently work silage out of the front of the wagon, or the bottom of the pile. It's working kind of like a harvestor. There goes the last little bits. Now we can go ahead and turn the beaters and watch the pile fall. So here we go. Everybody's real creative because the conveyor turns the opposite way of the PTO. Now, you know, going behind more shields, we see the safety that shuts off the beaters. There's this lovely safety bar. If you fall on it, it'll disengage. Now the beaters in the floor, plus turn off. The safety setup's in that little box down there for the cross conveyor. Not as much to see in there. And if I could pry this open, let's take a look inside. And we got a bunch of turning chains. This is the best part right here. The worm drive on the floor, it moves so smoothly. Of course, the wagon's sitting here bouncing, and I think the PTO shaft has been broke and re-welded a bit off-center. So this wagon's got a little jiggle. My silage wagon jiggles. It doesn't fold. We'll jump on that TikTok trend for that song, why don't we? Figure where it's out around. If we look a little farther back, I don't know if maybe one of the knuckles has been, or possibly right there, there's a seam, or the shaft might be bent. I'm really liking liking these scale wagons. So far, so good. Haven't had any problems. It probably helps that they're not as ancient as the Badgers we had. Those didn't really cause us any problems. But I'll say green chopping is very hard because the wagon's always in constant use. Always at least half full of grass or whatever. And the grass will wrap shafts and this and that. We'll see how these wagons survive the green chop. Already got a small pile going on top, and I figured the top of the tent would offer a great view instead of trying to climb up the ladder up the silo. This is the second half load going in, and we have 30-something more loads to go to fill up this giant concrete column.